All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day, and today is a podcast where we talk about that special day. I am Bobby Parker, and that is Joey Nickel.
And I'm Joey Nickel.
Welcome to Today Is.
I was trying to make it spooky. I was turning on. I don't even know if it worked.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, we sound spooky now.
Ooh, very spooky. That's fun.
That's gonna be annoying. All right, I turned that down. All right.
That's usually how my wife describes me. That's going to be.
That's going to be annoying. Yeah. That's every time I pick up a new collectible hobby. That's my wife saying, "Oh, that's going to be annoying."
Yeah, that just kind of ruined the weekend right there. Yeah.
All of my hobbies are collectible based, by the way. I don't think I have a hobby that doesn't involve some sort of collecting, even sports.
Oh yeah, because trading cards and yeah. I don't know if I have any what would be considered hobbies at this point. I feel bad. I do, but I do have some efficient use of time, and now is actually a good time to bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm before you bring it up.
Yeah.
My brain is terrible, and now I'm afraid I didn't hit record on the phone. Will you check for me? Is it recording?
It is recording.
Okay. Well, there's a little peek into my insecurity and paranoia.
That is fantastic.
Anyway, sorry to steal your thunder. What?
No.
What do you have? Is this for me, by the way?
That is for you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So no worries. And this is not a public announcement. It's not public yet. So this is really the first time I'm telling anybody.
So this will be public now.
This will be public now. Yep. My son and I have been cast in a play together. This December, and we're going to be in the best Christmas pageant ever.
Are you the tree?
I am not. I am the character titled Father.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. You're really gonna have to dig deep for that one.
Dig deep for it. Blake, my son, is not playing my son.
Oh,
he plays the bad kid, or one of the many bad kids in this play, and so I'm kind of excited about it. It's a little thing that kind of revived last year. It was a low budget movie that Pete Holmes was in last year, playing the same role.
So I knew that. So the movie. Yeah. Did you ever see the original movie?
I saw the original one with Loretta Swit.
Yeah. So now was that the original? Everything, and then did it become a play, or was it a play first?
It was a book.
Oh, it was a book. Oh, I think I knew that.
And then it became a made-for-TV movie, and then I think a play after that.
Yeah. We used to watch the movie all the time when I was a kid.
Yep. So I used to watch that and Christmas Story. Yeah. Those were the
two perennials that we used to watch when we were kids. And what was another one? There was another one we used to always watch. I mean, It's a Wonderful Life? Is that a Christmas movie? It gets shown around Christmas time.
It gets shown around Christmas time.
Is in it
because there's a big Christmas scene.
Yeah, there's a big Christmas scene in it, and there's a lot of wintry stuff as plot points, like he loses his hearing in the ice and stuff like that. So there's definitely some wintry stuff. Themes in there.
I think that it was a movie that did not do well, and TV got the rights for it very inexpensively and played it a lot during the holidays when they didn't have a lot of original programming.
So, it does end with Christmas, right?
Right. But
spoiler alert.
But they did it. It was like, hey, this is just something cheap.
Yeah.
we can put on, and people just got so used to seeing
it at Christmas time. Yeah. I think that's probably it, because in my head I'm like, Christmas movie, right? But when you think about it, it's like, well, it's not really a Christmas movie. It ends at Christmas time. So I guess in a broad definition of a Christmas movie,
it's just as much of a Christmas movie as Die Hard.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I say Die Hard is a Christmas movie mainly for the confrontation of saying it's a Christmas movie to people who say it's not a Christmas movie. But how do you fall on that? Do you think it's a Christmas movie?
I think it is a Christmas movie.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
I think if it happens because of Christmas,
right? That's my argument. Is he's there because of Christmas?
Yes.
Somebody on the internet was like, "Oh, this could have been anything, though. You could swap it out for like an employee retirement party or any kind of party." No. He's not flying across the country for an employee. Like, that is the only situation he's flying across the country.
Right.
Is because of Christmas. So, and he's bringing a present, by the way.
Right.
Like, a part of the story is he's bringing a present to his daughter. It's his daughter, right?
His daughter.
His daughter. So it's like, that alone, the fact that he's bringing a present, and that's what starts the movie, is that makes it a Christmas movie.
He's trying to reconcile with his wife. It's Christmas. He's coming across the country for a family event, and it just happens to be a business function that is taking place as well.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely. I would say it's a Christmas movie. I understand that there's not Christmas themes throughout, but the catalyst of the movie is it being Christmas. Like,
yes,
that's why the movie. That's why he's there. That's why he's able to stop them. If it weren't for Christmas, he would not. The Nakatomi building would have been down some barrier bonds. Is that what they were going for?
Bearer bonds.
Bearer bonds?
Yep.
What did I say? What did I say? Barrier?
Barrier.
You know why I said barrier bonds?
I have no idea.
Because why don't you know?
Well,
because
I didn't read the latest chapters on your thoughts. My fault.
Haven't you been subscribing to my blog? No, the reason why I said barrier bonds is because there was an episode of Monk where somebody got murdered over bearer bonds.
Okay.
And the detective who heard the argument thought he said Barry Bonds. And then in my brain, I mushed bearer bonds and Barry Bonds, and it came up with barrier bonds.
Very, very understandable. Yeah.
That was a good episode of Monk. Monk was a good show.
That Monk and Psych
were Monk and Psych.
They came out roughly the same time, I think.
Yeah, they did. Monk was a couple seasons. They were on the same channel, so they actually did a crossover too. But
I don't remember that. I loved both of them.
They were both in California, and they were both detectives that were not police officers that were weird. Like that was, and but Monk had been on for a couple seasons before Psych, but they did overlap a lot. Actually, I think Psych might have begun and ended while Monk was still on the air. Monk lasted a long time. I think it was on a long time.
But yeah, I
love Tony Shalhoub. Tony Shalhoub, one of my favorite actors. I think Tony Shalhoub. He
is a really, really good. I don't think people understand how good how many things he's been in, just kind of in the background or just doing, other things. Just
look at he was in the Men in Black movies.
Yes,
you remember that?
Yeah,
and you don't even think of him as Tony Shalhoub. You don't think there's every role he's ever been in. I've never thought of another role. That's how I know he's a good actor. I never think of him as having been in another role.
He was the mechanic
in Wings.
In Wings,
yeah. The Italian mechanic.
Yes, and that's a show that I didn't watch a lot of, but I remember liking it.
Yeah. It was a good show. It was. Oh, you want to hear you may be able to answer. This is a hard question I asked my wife the other day. It's a trivia question that I heard on another podcast.
All right.
So we're just going to steal stuff from other podcasts.
Absolutely.
I'll shout them out. Never Not Funny. It's a very good podcast. Jimmy Pardo is the host, and every week they do a trivia question. And I only bring this up because you brought it, made me think of it. What is this character?
Okay.
Holds the Guinness Book of World Records for having been nominated the most times for an Emmy over different platforms. So it was it wasn't just nominated the most times, this character, it was nominated the most times over the most amount of different shows.
So, and it's not the actor, it's the character?
The character.
The character.
I will give you a hint. I have 2 hints to give you if you can't get it. I'll give you one right off the bat.
Okay.
Because this was part of the question. It was 3 different shows.
3 different
So
shows.
3 different shows this character appeared in.
Trapper John.
And that's a good guess. It was not Trapper John, but that's it from MASH.
Yes.
That's a good guess because he did have his own show for a while.
Yes, and I think he might have been involved in After MASH too.
Yeah, so there was, that character probably has appeared in 3 different shows.
Okay.
But if he was nominated for an Emmy, it wasn't this many times.
Okay.
This was the most. I think the nominations I heard were 14 nominations, I want to say.
14 nominations.
Over 3 different shows.
In that case, I'm going to have to go with Kermit the Frog.
No.
Because he is on everything.
He is. That is true. He was on Muppets and Kermit the Frog, as far as television shows, at least 3 television shows, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Because he had, as a character, because we have Muppets, obviously, and then we have Sesame Street, then we have Muppet Babies.
Yes.
Then we have Muppets Tonight. Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
They tried to reboot the Muppet Show.
Yep.
And then they rebooted Muppet Babies, too.
Yes.
So that's 5. That character's been on 5 shows.
And I'm sure that there's numerous other like web-based and other things that are officially licensed for Muppets. So.
But as far as like broadcast television, he's been on at least 5 shows.
5, yep.
And I don't know if he's ever been nominated. I could see that character. I mean, obviously characters don't get nominated, but the actor who plays him in Sesame Street, I could see getting a daytime Emmy nomination. But that's not the answer.
Absolutely.
That's a very good guess, though.
Yeah.
Nobody in the room thought of that when the question was asked, but that is a very good guess. I can give you one more hint.
One more hint, please.
It was the same actor. For all of these.
It was the same actor.
It was the same actor for all of these, but it was 3 different shows. Now think of 14 nominations is a lot for one actor. One actor to get for playing the same character. So you got to think of shows that were on the air for a long time.
In that case, it almost has to be oh my gosh, blanking on his Frasier.
Yeah, it's Frasier.
Frasier. Yeah.
Frasier was in Cheers, obviously.
Yep.
Then Frasier, and then Wings is a spinoff of Cheers. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Wings is technically a spinoff of Cheers, and I don't know if it's spinoff necessarily. I think it's considered a spinoff.
It's in the same universe.
But it's in the same universe for so whatever it is. Fraser Crane and his wife were in an episode, and he was nominated for that episode as a guest actor on an episode of Wings. So it takes place in the same universe. I think it's a spinoff, but I can't remember why. I can't remember why I think it's a spinoff. But either way, it's part of the same universe.
Well, you know what? I'm going to change the subject again. Just another quick turn because we're talking about the same universe. And I look over and I see your awesome Super Friends shirt, comic Super Friends. My family and I watched the latest Superman movie this last weekend.
Oh, you finally watched it?
Finally watched it.
Oh, great.
It's
now on HBO, right?
It is. It's
streaming.
On HBO. This is, if it's not my favorite superhero movie, it is got to be in the top 2 or 3.
It's pretty good.
I thought it was the best superhero movie I've seen least in a long, long time. And it was fantastic.
It's great, and I don't even care that Superman dies at the end. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He turns bad and blew up everyone.
Yeah. No, I know. It's great, and the pajama-style suit doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. You know what I mean? Like the like... And honestly, I do kind of hope they adjust that suit a little bit in the next ones, but once you're in it, it doesn't. No, it's not. It doesn't bother me that much once you're in it.
I enjoyed that it was just a little bit campy. It was. Yeah. They're in a world where these things are normal, and so.
Yes, and it fit with the fact that everyone, like the Justice Gang uniforms, weren't. Normals. They were kind of. So I like that. Like it didn't look out of place. I will say that the Superman uniform didn't look out of place. I think David Cornsweet, is that his name?
I don't know.
I think that's his name. The guy who played him, Superman. I think that's his name. I think he did great.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
I think he was great. I loved the dog. Some people are complaining about the dog. The dog got too much screen time. I think the dog was great. I think that's great. Like the dog was ridiculous and hilarious, but also endearing and emotional. Like that is great. I know it was mostly a CGI dog. I hope there was a real dog at some point. There had to have been a real dog at some point.
I think so. I think the thing that hit me the most is, Superman's always been, the model, the great guy, he's doing this.
Yeah.
This I think was the first time where he was doing it because he cared so much. It's like, it's not just because he's supposed to, it's because it really truly hurts him when other people suffer.
They separated this Superman in a way that's like he genuinely cares. Like they wanted to make it clear that this version of Superman genuinely cared about the people he was saving and genuinely cared about humanity. And I won't spoil. I know it's already on video on demand, but I won't spoil. But they do that in a very clear way.
Yes,
they make a decision with him to do that in a clear way, that he's making his own. He's not doing this out of a sense of duty. He's not doing this, it's not Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
Like he's doing it because he genuinely cares about the people around him, and he's a good person.
Yes, and I love that. That has been missing from so many superhero movies.
I think yes, that is definitely missing from superhero movies. I feel like the closest we get away from Superman is Captain America. Maybe you get that kind of with Captain America, but Captain America is not a go out and save people superhero. He's a mission superhero,
right?
So it is very different. He has a different execution. Whereas Superman, he doesn't work for anybody. He's just doing it. He just wants to do it, and I like that they made that very clear.
Yes,
in the movie.
I was reluctant to watch it just because DC movies have been kind of brooding recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't. It's not really what I want. And I'm like, I have enough of stresses in my life, but. I'm like, it's going to start off with the crypto. I'll watch it. Oh, my gosh. I was blown away.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. And it's funny because I liked the Zack Snyder movies. Like, I liked that Snyderverse. There were definitely things I did not like about it. But it's funny to see this version of Superman and then be like, oh, those were dark. like you don't realize how dark they kind of... Like, I think because it had been so long since there was a Superman movie that it kind of... Like, oh, this is gritty and realistic-ish and dark, like the way that Zack Snyder did Superman and Batman and everything. Right. And you don't realize how dark it is until you see a antithesis of that.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, that was really different. You don't realize how much of a departure for Superman that was.
Yeah.
In the Man of Steel and stuff like that.
And again, like I don't want to be like, hey, I'm bashing those other films. They're fine films, just not for me. Mm-hmm. I was just blown away, and I knew that you were such a big fan of that movie that I was kind of excited to. I almost texted you, and I'm like, I kind of want to talk to you about it on the.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I like Fantastic Four was amazing too. It was a summer of two very good superhero movies.
That was the one when I was going to see a superhero movie. I'm like, that's the one I went to see because I heard and like it was good. It was very family oriented like that. I'm like, yeah.
I will say Fantastic Four had, in my opinion, a better story than Superman. I feel like Superman, they weren't focusing on the plot and story as much, which is fine. Like it was more about showing you this character. It's more about character development, I would say. The Superman movies or the Superman movie. Fantastic Four, I feel like had a very good story, and also character development too. Yeah. There's tons of character development in that.
Oh,
but
I feel bad I didn't even mention this. Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Was phenomenal.
Lex Luthor was great. Lex Luthor was great. I honestly no notes on their portrayal of Lex Luthor. No notes on that. He was great. Yeah.
I forget his name, but he's a phenomenal actor.
Although I will say most of the time they make Lex Luthor a little older in the comics. Like he's supposed to be a little older than Superman. And in this one he feels the same age.
Yes.
He does. I don't know how old that actor is. Maybe is older than Superman, but he feels like he looks young. Like they had to have known he was going to look young on camera, even despite the fact that he's bald.
He's one of the few that have been in both the Marvel and
he
DC
he has a major not crossover is not the word I'm looking for.
Character.
Major. It's funny because he's probably been the majorest character. That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds weird. The biggest character, like he played a big character in X-Men movies, and then played a big character in DC.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any other actor who's been that big with both. Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
But
Ryan Reynolds, but nobody liked the first Green Lantern movie.
I think most people, including DC, have discredited
want to try to forget
that one.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, I guess, because that he definitely played the main character in that one. So I guess his roles technically it was bigger than playing Beast and then Lex Luthor, but
it also wasn't the universe, and it was like a stand-up. Like these are now all the everything's tied together now. So
yeah. But yes, Superman was good. I liked it a lot. Again, as a collector,
right.
I have the Superman, and my son wanted the McFarlane Superman from that movie because the cape is posable. The cape is wired, and he wanted that wired cape, so I got it for him for his birthday. I want the robot, and I can't find it. Like it's sold out. Nobody has it. Everybody has Lex. You can go buy Lex Luthor right now on clearance at Walmart. Right. By the way, who wants to own a guy in a suit?
I want Gary, number 4, Gary.
Yeah, I want Gary. But that flew off the shelves.
Right.
Like you can go buy the Superman toy itself. You can still find. Like that's easy to find. The guy itself, but Gary, I have not even seen that in person. Like I think it like sold out immediately.
Okay,
you can get Metamorpho pretty easy. Nobody wants Metamorpho.
No, I was proud that I knew who that was.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, because he was in a group called the Outsiders.
Yes,
for a while, and I had a couple of those comic books.
I was actually skeptical of them using Metamorpho because I'm like, Metamorpho is kind of a weird character. Like, it's kind of that's. I mean, I know most DC fans will at least know who he is in passing, or at least recognize that character when they see him.
Right. Yeah.
But also, he's not like a popular character.
No, but I think that's actually one of the things that Marvel kind of like brought to the forefront. You could have these obscure characters if you do them well.
If you do them well. Yeah. If James Gunn is directing the movie, which is what I mean, that's his thing. Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like nobody knew who those guys were until James Gunn. Like the speaking of collecting, the collector in like that guy turned in, people know who that guy is now, and that's such a deep cut when it comes to Marvel and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good. Everybody was good. It was great. So let's talk about what happened this past week. Did you have any shows? I can't remember.
No, I had several auditions and other things.
For the play?
Play. And
so where's the play going to be?
It's going to be at Island Theater here in Fleming Island.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yep. So, but I've got several shows coming up this week that we'll
talk about that in a minute.
We'll get to, but yeah.
But I want to talk about my week. I had an awesome kind of tour. I did 3 shows, 3 cities. I did. First show was in New Smyrna Beach.
Nice.
Second show was in Lakeland, Florida, and then the third show was in Vero Beach.
Okay.
And it wasn't too bad. It was like an hour and a half to New Smyrna, then another hour and a half to Lakeland, then like an hour and a half to Vero from there, and then my longest trip was 3:15 on the way home. 3 hours and 15 minutes to go home.
Not terrible. We're out in New Smyrna.
So New Smyrna, we did it at this place at a it was like a community hall that we did it. I forget what they called it. what the name of the place was, but it was like a community hall, and so I did it with this guy named Clay Foley. He contacted me. I've known him for a few years. I worked with him. This was a while ago, 2019, something like that, 18, something like that. I worked with him, and he's just kind of does it. He's on his own, like he just sets up shows himself and stuff. This one I did with him years ago was at I think it was an American Legion or something, and that was just him setting up a tour for himself and just getting on the road and doing these shows. These were specific shows, so he did these shows to raise money for animal shelters and stuff.
Okay.
So like humane societies and animal shelters, and each area he would get a local animal shelter or humane society, and they would raise money. And the show was to raise money, and and we raised a lot of money. Every show we had like 100 people at every show.
That's awesome.
Like they were great shows. Probably my favorite of the weekend was the Union Hall show in Lakeland, because that venue is really cool.
Right.
Like it's kind of like a punk rock venue.
Nice.
Like it's got like a nice gritty feel to it. It's got a cool stage and stuff. And they rented that out for the show. And some of these tickets were expensive. Like the last show we did in Vero Beach, they were $100 tickets.
Holy moly!
And 100 people showed up.
Love that.
Yeah, they raised a lot of money for that. I think the name of the shelter was Halo. It's an acronym, but I don't know what it stands for.
Oh, that Halo, high altitude, low opening.
Yeah,
That's
high altitude, low opening. Halo. It's a Halo no kill shelter there in Vero Beach. It sounds like we raised a lot of money for them. Now the ticket came with barbecue, free food, and an open bar. So I think that they might have gotten their money's worth. On that ticket. But by the way, the food was good. It was a barbecue place. It was so good.
That sounds amazing. I kind of want some barbecue now.
Yeah, I know. It was good. It was a really good weekend. Clay is awesome. He's a really cool guy. He was headed up to South Carolina next, I think. I tried to get him to come. I offered for him to come on the podcast.
Yeah, I would love it.
But I guess he didn't have time to do that or whatever, or he was thinking about going back. His friend lives in Lakeland, so you think he was going to go back to Lakeland for a couple of days until his next show.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to reach out to him because I love charity shows.
Yeah, it was great. We had a really good time. Everybody loved it. I hope I got some good recordings out of it. I think I did. Yeah, it was a fun little tour. Every show went really good. I'm really happy with it. I myself do not have any pets.
No.
So,
yeah. I did.
I do have children.
I've given them up. We actually had a kitten show up in our garage this last week.
Oh yeah, I think you were telling me about that. Yeah.
Oh. I got home with my son from somewhere. It was late. And my wife's standing outside, and there's a kitten in the garage. I had to lure it out. It was a bit much.
We get animals in our garage sometimes. Actually, the worst is a bird, because they don't. You have to somehow get them to fly lower to go out the garage, and they don't want to do it. They just keep trying to fly up in the garage. That they don't want to do it.
No, yeah.
We get lizards in our garage. There's no avoiding that. I can't get them to they get in without it being open.
I'm fine with lizards and spiders being in the garage because they eat the ants.
That's what I tell my wife too. I'm like, that's fine. Leave the lizards in the garage. They're gonna help.
Yes.
I mean, they might get crushed under some of under my latest Superman toys that I have stacked up on the garage shelf, but that's the risk they take if they're gonna feast on our bugs.
So when I first moved to Florida, like the first night that I slept in Florida after having moved here from college graduation, I woke up. I turned over, and there's a dead lizard on the pillow next to me. Like, I must have rolled over and crushed it with my face in the middle of the night. It was just sitting there, it was like a Godfather-esque kind of thing. And I
guess I should take the deal.
and from that point, I was just like, you know what? They're here.
You know what? It is funny because lizards, I see a cockroach or a palmetto bug, I'm like, ugh, gross, kill it immediately. But not lizards. Like, why?
They eat cockroaches.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I guess part of it is in my brain. It's like, well, they eat bugs, but also like I'll pick up a lizard.
Yeah.
Like I've had a lizard in my hand. I'm not picking up a cockroach.
No,
that's insane. That's insane.
I don't care if they don't have the same DNA as I do. They're gross.
They're so bad. Like
things.
I'm not picking up a palmetto bug or a cockroach or a beet. Like it's just, but a lizard. They just don't.
They have. Yeah, they're.
I'm not. I don't see a lizard and be like, oh, or whatever. If I saw like a mouse, I'm getting rid of that mouse. Yeah. I'm getting rid of that mouse.
I will set a trap for it. I couldn't. Well, I have just killed mice before, but it was because I was in class and I had to. We had to harvest things from them. But
what? You're like, well, I have killed a mouse before, but just before before you jump on me for this, I was doing it to just experiment and torture this mouse. So what harvest? What could you? What class? What was this class?
Molecular biology of the cell.
Mouse harvesting. That was the class.
We had to take mice and we had to gas them. We basically had to kill these mice and then we had to extract their spleens so we could measure the different chemicals and stuff in their spleens. Huh. And I was one of the.
Did you put them in a jar with the cotton ball? Is that
no? We just put them over. They did carbon dioxided them. The
more you say, the worse this sounds. By the way,
it was a very quick process. I was in a class full of future doctors, and I was the one who wasn't grossed out by it.
Wait, why were you in this class?
I started off as a biology and biochem major in college.
Oh, I started off as a biology and criminology major in college.
Nice.
And well, I changed majors before classes even started. So I don't know if I can. I never took any of the classes that I needed for that. I actually, at one point, I wanted to be a forensic pathologist. That's why I was thinking about doing that. And then I shadowed a forensic pathologist, and I hated it. And I decided that I would become a sociopath if I went into forensic pathology. So I switched and became a film major. So
nice. I just found science interesting. I had no real passion for it, and I'm like, no, I just can't do this. I don't care that much.
You get into class. All right, today we're going to be torturing mice. How does that sound? This is what you have to look forward to. It just gets worse from here.
Yeah. Next week is kids. Yeah. Like, I'm out.
Just wait till you get to cadavers. Did you ever have to take any classes with cadavers?
I didn't. It's gross. I'm not saying I'd enjoy it, but I don't think it would really bother me that much.
I took an anatomy and physiology class because at one point I was thinking of majoring in physical education.
Right. Yep.
This is when, I don't know, my wife was becoming a teacher, and I'm like, well, maybe I was going to do film too, but I was going to do physical education too, thinking, well, maybe I could do like be a PE teacher as a backup, or like that could be my day job. But I didn't. I only took a few weeks of that class. I think I dropped it for some. I can't remember. I ended up not being a PE teacher, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. I
wanted to be a football coach. Like that was kind of I'd like to be like a high school football coach or something, or I don't know. Anyway, that didn't pan out.
I thought about coaching for like maybe a minute, but I had no desire to be a teacher. My mother is a teacher and retired as a teacher. Amazing. She loved it, and I just saw all the problems she had with administration.
Oh, yeah,
and parents.
Looking back now, I'm like, oh, I made a good decision. Seeing what my wife has to go through, and my wife is in a position of authority. She's the head of the department and the math coach. So it's like she's technically an administrator, and she teaches too. She teaches half a load and then does this other stuff. But it's like the stuff she has to deal with a lot of parents. Like everybody who has anything to say about a math teacher, she has to be involved in.
Yes.
And that's the thing. If I were a teacher, I could not handle I would end up getting fired because of something I said to the parents.
Yes.
For sure. 100%.
I don't think I'd get fired for it. I think I would very easily become disenfranchised and just walk away.
Well, and what's crazy about Florida, and I don't want to get political, but if this does, in my opinion, I do not consider this topic political. Talking about education, I don't know how it became a political issue,
right?
Because I just think it's a no-brainer. Education should be huge, way bigger than it is now. We should have it in a much higher position because it all starts with education. Like, you want to reduce crime. Educate people better. You want to have people. You want to reduce poverty and homelessness. Education. In my opinion, education is the answer to almost every problem we have in the United States.
Yes.
So that being said, I'll step down for a second. That being said, I forgot what my point was.
Something about Florida.
In Florida, they have a union in Florida. The teachers have a union, but they can't strike. Which is whatever. That's just Florida has that. You can't strike in Florida. You can strike in places like Arkansas, who have good laws for their unions, but you can't strike in Florida. But so the districts all think they have the upper hand, right? The government all thinks they have the upper hand with the teachers because they can't strike. But now they're just quitting. Like, how do they not see that that's worse? Like, striking would be better than quitting. Like, they're just losing teachers now, and now we're having a problem finding good teachers.
Yep.
And it's not. And in my opinion, it's not even a teacher issue. It's a
bureaucracy.
It's a bureaucracy and a parents issue where teachers just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Oh, there is absolutely a cultural issue where people don't care about education.
Yeah.
And
they care in the wrong way.
Right.
in my opinion, I know it's tough to say right or wrong when it comes to stuff like this, but it's like I think there are too many people that care about education in the wrong way, or they go about it the wrong way, or they make the teachers' lives terrible because they're trying to, I don't know. I mean, I understand standing up for your kid, but it's like at some point we need to understand that the teachers, you don't see what that kid's doing every day, or how that kid's lying to their parents and stuff like that.
I just think back about what my dad said to me every first day of school. He would look me in the eyes and tell me, "Hey, you go, you have a good day at school, and just remember, I told your teachers they're allowed to hit you." I'm like, yeah, I think I had one detention ever in school, and it was because I forgot to bring homework to class.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring a book to class, so I did a homework instead of my sustained silent reading. So everyone else talked. I did homework, and I got a detention for it. I'm still bitter about her. 7th grade.
I would be too.
Yeah, 7th grade. I forget her name. She had blonde hair and big eyes, and I dislike her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
We all hold grudges sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are pretty good at school. They don't really get in trouble. None of my kids, I mean, I don't think any of my kids have even gotten a demerit. The little one, we had some trouble early on as far as, like, just getting used to being in school with people.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's...
And I guess they all had trouble early on, like kindergarten, stuff like that, trying to get used to other kids and things like that.
That's kids being kids.
Yeah. Yeah, my kid. Well, now also that being said, my wife works at the middle school. Middle school is probably the time that they would be the worst, but that's where my wife works and is there all the time. So right. I think that keeps them in check at least that as far as that's concerned.
I remember like the one thing in middle school where I was just like, man, I don't like this. It's like I got to middle school. It was 6th grade when middle school started for me, and I got there. I'm chatting with my friend. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And people like next to us, like same grade, I don't know them because it's the first time like we're combining elementary schools. And they're over there like, oh, man, I was with these little kids on the bus, and they were talking about how much they like G.I. Joe and stuff like that. And I was just telling my friend about my new G.I. Joe, and I'm like,
oh, that's us.
Like this is... Like, oh man, this is not elementary school.
6th
anymore.
grade's tough when it's a middle school. Yeah, 6th grade. That's our kids go to a middle school that starts in 6th grade. Mine was junior high, so it was just 7, 8.
Okay. That's what my son does.
Yeah, it was just 7, 8. It was 1 through 6, or kindergarten through 6, then 7, 8, then where I went I didn't end up staying there. We moved after 8th grade, but if we had stayed there, there was a separate school just for 9th grade.
Really?
Yes, because the high school got too big, but instead of building another high school, they just built a school for 1 grade. And I don't know if the plan was to like eventually turn that into a high school or something, because they do that in Florida, where they'll build a K-8
right
first, and then that K-8 will then transition into being a different, like just a middle school or a high school or something. When they don't have enough to populate a elementary school and a middle school, they'll make it a K-8 first. But this one, it was like, I don't know what they ended up planning, but it was so weird because it was my 8th grade year. It was going to be the inaugural year of this 9th grade building,
right?
This 9th grade school.
That would have been kind of cool.
And I didn't get to do it, but it was like it was, and the whole thing was like they could have added on to the old school, but then they would have had to have brought the rest of the school up to code, and it was going to cost too much money. So then all the parents are like, wait, so the building's not up to code? Like, the building's not safe? Like, so I guess they were grandfathered in and didn't have to, there were certain codes they didn't have to follow, but if they'd renovated and added space to it, they would have had to have made the whole building up to code, so they just made a new building. Just for 9th graders.
Yeah. So you missed out on going to that. Did you ever have a thing where it felt like you were like your class was like missing out on like all the cool stuff, or like your age group was missing out on all the cool stuff? Because it happened to me.
Oh, really?
Like my class, my elementary school, like the year after we got out of that elementary school, brand new playground, brand spanking new.
Nice.
Playground.
And you never got to experience it.
Never got to experience.
Stinks.
In middle school was there. Like they started doing like trips to like Washington D.C. and stuff like that the year after I was done.
Yeah.
Like in high school, like oh we've got to do foreign language. I'm like I had always said, hey, I think it would be cool to study Latin, because I'm a nerd and I was back then. They started that the year after I graduated high school. Like all these things like started like the year after I was gone.
We for me, this is kind of similar. For me, I moved going into 4th grade. I moved to Iowa, so I lived in Indianapolis until 3rd grade, and then going into 4th grade, we moved to Iowa. And my school in Indianapolis had 1 recess a day.
Okay.
For all elementary school kids,
right,
from kindergarten on, we just had one recess a day. This school had 3 recesses a day until 4th grade. And then 4th grade, you were down to 1 recess a day. So I did not get to attend the 1 through 3rd grade 3 recesses a day at this school. I jump in right at 1 recess a day.
Oh, that hurts.
Now the benefit is everyone else was mad, and I was like, well, I never experienced it. Yeah. All the other classmates were like, I can't believe we're going from 3 recesses to 1 recess. But I had never experienced 3 recesses. So that was my experience there. What school did I go to? I remember in India. Can you remember your elementary school name?
I do, because I lived in the same place.
Why can't I remember my elementary school? I had the first elementary school was, I think, called Gonzales Elementary School. That was in Texas.
Okay.
That was kindergarten. Then I went to Amy Beverland in Indiana.
Okay.
And then in Iowa, I went to... I don't remember my elementary school.
Yeah, mine's
Timber Creek? No. That was Texas also. That was Dallas. That was Fort Worth. Fort Worth, Timber Creek.
I went to Sauder Elementary, Sauder, just named after
trade school.
Yeah,
you learned how to solder things.
Yep. We played with a lot of hot metal. And then Jackson Memorial Middle School, then Jackson High School. Like I lived in the same town.
A lot of Kiss music
life.
Played. A lot of Kiss, hot metal.
Yeah, hot metal. Yeah, lot of Kiss, a lot of Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi frowned upon.
Yeah, not exactly metal.
No.
More hair metal.
Yeah.
I had an argument with somebody one time at a show that he tried. I was trying to say like Bon Jovi's not metal. Like I would never classify Bon Jovi as metal. It's like
he's rock and roll.
I guess it's rock. It is rock and roll, but it's very pop sounding rock and roll.
Yeah, it's pop rock.
Like I mean, I guess if you want to classify hair metal as its own category, he fits some of those things, but. I wouldn't call him metal.
No,
he's not heavy metal.
Not at all.
Now, that being said, I don't think Kiss is that metal either. Have you listened to Kiss music?
No, but when it came out,
I guess for its time it seemed metal.
Yeah, I
in
think
the 70s, I guess.
Compared to the disco that it was against.
Yeah, I guess, but like listening to it now, it sounds very poppy. Like it sounds very.
Oh, it's real subdued.
Yeah, I remember I didn't listen to Kiss when I was growing up or anything, and I think my parents probably thought it was of the devil or something. I mean, they never said that, but like my dad's a rock and roll fan. Like he listened to a lot of rock and roll music, but he never listened to Kiss. And so I never listened to it growing up. And then, so I always had this image of like, oh, that's rough stuff. Like that's some hardcore heavy metal. Like that's dangerous stuff to listen to. Then I started listening to it one day and I was like, this is not that tough. Like this is not that hard of music.
No, it like I like you did not hear it a lot. It was not.
I'm not saying it's necessarily bad.
No.
Some of it is, but I'm not saying it's necessarily bad music. It's just not like. I think the image of them is more hardcore than the actual music.
Absolutely,
music just sounds like kind of 70s classic rock sounding.
Yeah, like my experience with them was like I saw the posters and the artwork. Like
yes, it's all about the artwork,
and I was like all of it. This is crazy. And I also saw other things like Quiet Riot and like Rat and all those things. My all the posters my cousins had. You know, I didn't have older siblings listen to anything, so I'm like, but when I heard it, I'm like, that's not.
If we're talking metal, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe I was just seeing it through the lens of what metal has become, I guess, and I guess they kind of started before the '80s metal and stuff like that.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like AC/DC is harder, a harder band than Kiss,
absolutely. AC/DC
and
awesome.
Even some of Led Zeppelin, or who am I thinking of? Who's the other one I was thinking of?
Metallica.
I mean, Metallica, but that comes in the 80s. So, I mean, definitely Metallica's heavy metal. Oh, Black Sabbath, I feel like is more heavy metal.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like I thought Kiss was Black Sabbath, like that kind of heavy metal, because Black Sabbath is into the theatrics too, and the makeup and stuff like that. Not necessarily as uniform as them, but it's like
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper, yes, good prime example of what I thought Kiss was. And what's funny is I listened to Alice Cooper in high school, but not Kiss, because my parents were like, "Ooh, Kiss, they're the devil," this whole satanic panic back in the 90s and the 80s and stuff. And it's like, so I never listened to Kiss, but I listened to Alice Cooper because my friends introduced them to me in high school. I'm like, well, my parents never said anything about Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is way more intense than Kiss.
Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, what you said right now actually kind of brings us to I think our subject. You're talking about the satanic panic. So
where are we at right now? 48 minutes.
48 minutes.
48 minutes. That's when I got to put up the thing.
Yep.
But today's topic is now I forgot the exact wording. Ghost hunters.
Ghost hunting day.
Ghost hunting day. Ghost hunting day. I have okay. A couple questions I wanted to ask you about ghost hunting. Yes, first of all, have you ever watched ghost hunter shows?
I have watched a ghost hunter show.
Okay.
And I have a friend who is a ghost hunter.
You couldn't have brought them on the podcast, or
I
that would have been very helpful.
So my friend Rick, I haven't.
He's a legit ghost hunter, as a profession, or as a hobby.
It's a hobby.
A hobby.
I don't know if there's a lot of professional ghost hunters.
He takes it serious.
He takes it serious.
Huh.
He's done a lot down in the St. Augustine, and he's taken me on a ghost tour in St. Augustine as well.
You have been on one?
I have been on
Okay,
one.
so you know more about this than I do from a real-world perspective. I was mostly going to just talk about the movie Ghostbusters.
Okay, yeah.
Which, by the way, one of my... It's... I don't want to... It goes on a list for me. Like, it's one of those, like, favorite movie lists. Like, I love Ghostbusters. And I love Ghostbusters Part 2, even. Some people don't. Some people say it's not as good as 1. I love Ghostbusters Part 2. I think the museum curator is hilarious in it. I think he's great. I think it's all good. I loved the slime, what they do with the slime and everything, and I think it's great. I love Ghostbusters Part 2. And Ghostbusters Part 1 is obviously amazing. I never saw the female Ghostbusters movie.
I did. I think that
the best one. No, I'm just kidding. I've heard it was not that great. I never bothered with it.
My problem with it is that I think that the director didn't take control. They kind of
because the director was not a bad director. Like it was I know who it is. He's done movies. I've seen movies and I liked them. He's a good actor too. I liked him as an actor. So knowing he was the director, I actually had high hopes for it.
Yeah, and I think what happened is they just didn't figure out the tone. They didn't figure out if they wanted it to be goofy. They didn't figure out if they wanted it to be serious. And Melissa McCarthy, I love her, but she wants to go with that really big, goofy, physical comedy that doesn't always work in those situations.
I could see it being a movie where none of the actors were utilized properly.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw it, but that kind of got that feel from it because look at the cast. The cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, it's like it's like Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
We've got Kristen Wiig and who's the other? She's like one of my favorite Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
and she just left recently.
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon's great.
She's amazing.
Kate McKinnon is hilarious. If you ever have the chance, watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The episode with Kate McKinnon she's probably my favorite episode is her episode.
Okay,
with Kate McKinnon. She's hilarious. Leslie Jones. Also hilarious. Like should have been. They all were powerhouse comedic actresses at the time. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe they had too many.
I think it was,
and they didn't get their own time. I don't know.
I think it was a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Maybe.
where they said, hey, we're gonna try to make all of these styles kind of mesh together instead of saying, hey, this is what we want, and just focus the talent.
I mean, if you look at the original Ghostbusters movie, they were all powerhouse comedic actors that came together to do the movie. But I also they were also doing the movie themselves. Like Dan Aykroyd and Egon,
Harold
Ramis. Yeah. They were made. That was their movie.
Yes.
Like they were. So I do feel like they were able to. They had a better shot at being, of putting it together, and they recognized that Bill Murray was the talent, was the biggest talent, and he got a lot of screen time because of it.
Yes,
he ended up. He's probably. You'd say Bill Murray's probably the most. You can make the biggest argument that he's the main character of the movie more than the others. I think.
Yes.
If you were to say one of them is the main character, it is an ensemble cast.
Right.
But if you were to say one of them is the main character, I would say Bill Murray's character is the main character.
Now, one cool thing, the guy who played the main bad guy in the Girls Ghostbusters, he was at Upright Citizens Brigade for years, and in New York City, he's a teacher up there, toured. Like I've taken improv courses with him.
Oh, really?
Here
cool.
in town.
Yeah.
And hung out, got to do a set with him. Hung out, watched a show and perform. He's a great guy, wonderful guy, amazingly funny, and
really
completely misused.
Oh, that's too bad. That stinks.
and again, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm dissing them. It was a good movie. The cast, as you said, was amazing. I didn't hit.
I think that's one we can probably blame. Well, I don't know. Maybe blame the studio a little bit. I don't know. Like I feel like it just wasn't done quite right. Now I have not seen the sequels. I have not seen Frozen Empire or I haven't seen either of the two. I don't remember the names of both of them.
I know Frozen Empire is streaming but I want to see the first one. So I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched them, but I did love the. Did you watch the cartoon?
I did. And
I loved the cartoon when I was a kid.
The cartoon was one of my favorite things. As a matter of fact, my son was super into it during COVID, and so we watched those cartoons over and over again.
I loved Ghostbusters when I was a kid. I collected the toys. I now have recollected my collection of Ghostbusters toys. I have from the cartoon, so I have all the guys, and I have Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I have Slimer. Nice. I have some sort of weird toilet that's a monster, and then I have the Ecto-1, the car too. What I don't have, and because I don't think they when they went, these are all like retro looking re-releases. Basically, they look just like they did when I was a kid.
Right.
In fact, I didn't even take them out of the package because the packaging looks like it did when we were kids. So I think that's cool, but they did not release the headquarters,
the fire station.
Yeah, the fire station, which I had. I had the fire station when I was a kid, and they have not come out with a new one of when they re-released them. So I wish they had, but I had the fire station. I did not have the car though when I was a kid, which I feel like is a good grab.
Well, I have to ask this because,
by the way, top 10 iconic cars from a movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Be, right?
Yes. There's actually one in town in the Jacksonville area.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, yes, I love it.
I think it's made from a station wagon. I want to say instead of a hearse. Wasn't the other one made from a hearse?
Yes.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Top 10 most recognizable, most iconic.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the top 10 iconic cars.
So we're talking about Ghost Hunting Day. Yeah. So Ghost Hunting. I've got to ask you, have you ever had a ghost experience?
Okay, this is what I had a problem with coming to the show today. I have never had a ghost experience. Okay. I am very, very... I would actually like to go on go somewhere or go with somebody to do some ghost hunting or to experience, because I am very skeptical. I am the kind of person... Like, here's the thing. I watch a movie where something supernatural happens, and then that character has to convince somebody else that something supernatural has happened, right? Let's say that's the part of the plot. I feel like I would be the worst one to have to convince of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm so skeptical, and there is a bit of you have to accept the fact that you can't spend all this time trying to convince a character, otherwise that's not a good plot for the movie.
Right.
So I understand they speed that process up, but like, let's say somebody was like, hey, my dad is I don't know. Here's a person who died and their spirit is here. It would take a lot to convince me. You could show me supernatural things and I still would probably be like, oh, that's just still a trick. Right. Like you're somebody who died is now in front of you and talking to you. I still would think it was a trick of some kind. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how far it would have to go before I would eventually... Because in the back of my head, the whole time I'd be like, this is some sort of trick. And if I give into this, if I believe this, they're immediately going to be like, ha, you're an idiot. This is a hidden camera show. Like, I fear being the idiot so much that I'm like, I would be so hard to convince that something supernatural was happening.
I completely get it. So here's the thing. I've had a weird experience.
Okay.
I don't have an explanation for it.
Okay.
And absolutely, it could be my mind playing tricks on me. 100%. It happened fairly soon after I moved to Florida.
Okay.
I was living in St. Augustine. The
city of ghosts.
The city of ghosts. I was hanging out with this guy named Ed. friend I met over the summer when I moved here. He's like, hey, I'm going up to my buddy's house. He lives in Ponte Vedra. And you know, we're going to go watch movies, have some pizza, something like that. I'm like, sure. You know, so I was driving, we're driving up A1A. It's night. We're just chatting, listening radio, like, oh, hey, what are we going to order on the pizza kind of stuff. And I look in my rearview mirror and I saw an old man sitting in my back seat. I saw a man sitting in my back seat. I yelled,
and not like a oh, what's that? What am I looking at? It was you could tell this was an old man.
It wasn't a just, hey, did I just see something? It was like, I see an old man sitting in my back seat. I yelled, looked out because I just looked out. I'm driving and looked back up, and he's not there. Like, and it was very clear. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, it absolutely could have been my mind playing tricks on me, but
I think it was a very sneaky homeless person.
It's like
who was able to get out of the car without you seeing him.
The quickest homeless guy I've ever. But like I pulled over. I'm like, hey, we're stopping. Like, what's going on? And it was weird, and like I don't have an explanation for it. But yeah, it happened.
Yeah, I don't believe you. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine. I don't believe me either.
You know, it's funny because, like, I mean, I believe that like, my brain still will not, like, my brain is still very skeptical. I believe that something happened, but it's still like, here's the thing. I want to experience, maybe ghosts know I want to experience a ghost experience, and they're like, no, we can't. No. It's like, we want to get the people who aren't expecting it. But it's like, I've never had the experience. I've always heard about, like, this is the most haunted house or haunted thing. Or like, oh, you hear like Adam Sandler, they filmed the Longest Yard, right? In a real decommissioned prison.
Yes.
Like, it was an actual prison they used that was no longer in use. But it was, I guess, a prison for the criminally insane. Like, it wasn't just a normal prison.
Right. Yep.
Like, a lot of patients, you know, committed suicide and stuff like that in this prison. And like, it had a lot of bad history, like old bad history. And they were told it was haunted. They were told, like, this is a terrible place. You cannot film after dark. Do not film here after dark. And they didn't. Well, one of the crew members, or maybe it was one of the actors, I can't remember. Sorry if I don't know the details. But they bet him or challenged him to, and I think it was Adam Sandler's idea, to stay overnight in this prison. And he would give him money. Like, he's like, I'll give you this, like $200 if you stay. I can't remember how much it was. It could have been more, it could have been less. But you have to stay overnight. You have to make it.
It's Adam
overnight.
Sandler. I hope it's more than $200.
Yeah, I know. It was probably more than $200. But like, whatever it was, it was like, you have to stay overnight here. And he did. And he said it was terrible. Like, he said it was the scariest, worst experience he's ever had. He said he heard things, he saw things like that he couldn't explain. Like, it like messed him up. Like, to stay there overnight.
So here's the thing, and this is like my big thought process on this, and I've thought about this a lot because I don't sleep well, but as a religious person, yes. I'm a Christian, so I believe in
an afterlife. Yeah, I believe in an afterlife.
In the supernatural. So there's definitely things in play that I don't understand, that I don't see. So I'm sure there's things happening all around me that I don't understand.
Absolutely. I absolutely believe there are things happening around me I don't understand. I absolutely believe that I don't... A lot of the Bible, I think, is not, in my opinion, is not intended to take literally. I think there are certain things in the Bible that are meant to be allegory and stuff like that. However, there are things that happened that I believe are true things that happened in the Bible in regards to spirits and afterlife and things like that, that I truly do believe are real. That being said, I still have a problem accepting when people talk about ghosts. Like, that's still a thing. Like, I hear somebody... I've heard... people who aren't religious who say like, I am not religious. I do not believe in an afterlife, but I cannot explain this thing that happened to me. Therefore, I do believe in ghosts. And I still am like, yeah, but I mean, how many cups of coffee did you have that day? Like, it's like I can't. I don't know. I just have a block. I have a very hard time.
Well, that is probably the best way to look at it is let's rule out all the things we know.
Yeah.
And then if there's something left, that's what we have to look at. That's what most of the ghost hunting shows.
Even though I love Mulder, I would be Scully I probably identify with Scully in like, even though Mulder's my favorite character, yes, I would probably identify with Scully.
I think I'm on the paranoid Mulder side.
Now, here's the thing. Paranoia, that is not limited to supernatural.
No, it's not.
I think that on the flip side of that, I guess there's an equal, there's a equal and opposite to everything. It's like all of that paranoia that some people put towards supernatural things, I put towards wrong things about real life, like how people think of me, or like or like I'll have intrusive thoughts that involve real things that could never happen, but they involve real things that aren't going to happen but could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as like, animals or car wrecks, stuff like that. That's, that, but ghosts, it's
so here's the thing, and this also has flavored my perspective is a good way to say it. Growing up, there was this family who lived near us, the Peel family. They're probably all dead and in jail.
I know about. Yeah, they're all in prison.
Yeah. But it was three boys, like two twin boys, and then a third boy, and they were all huge. They're all like 6'3", like 280-pound football players. All went Division I, and they all swore that their house was haunted and were terrified to be in this house by themselves. Like giant men, like they were the guys. Like, hey man, you don't mess with this. They just intimidating, super nice guys, but just giant. Like I think of them like I think of Hagrid, this giant,
just big dudes,
big men, really put together. People find them intimidating, but they're the nicest people. They're terrified of staying in their own house alone.
Yeah,
and I'm like I just remember hearing that, and one of them ended up being like a football coach, and a friend of mine, and he's like, yeah man, I don't go there. And it's like, I'm like, oh,
see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I would love to find a place that people are adamant that it's haunted,
right.
And I want to go there to find out, because I've never had an experience where I felt like I could say where I couldn't explain it, and I'm like, it's got to be haunted, it's got to be ghosts, and I just feel like I would have a hard time accepting it.
I will see what I can put together.
What did you went on a ghost tour though? What did you do? What was that like?
So ghost tours, like it's mostly you just have a tour guide, and they walk around and they tell you ghost stories about.
So you don't
places.
necessarily have ghost experiences on this ghost tour.
You don't have.
Okay.
It's cool to learn history places. Like I highly recommend them. St. Augustine, Savannah, New Orleans, because you get history and you get spooky stories. Kind of cool. History is more important for me, but
seeing a theme of the South and the lack of education in these haunted places.
They also have great ones in Boston.
Again, I'm seeing a theme of lack of education and racism involved in these haunted houses.
They all wear these white sheets and they run around.
It's a ghost. That's what it is. They've just pivoted. They're like, we need to clean up our image a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and call them actual ghosts. I don't know.
It's solved. It's solved.
I've done it. I am the #1 ghost hunter. I have solved it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying right now, I would love to let's find the most haunted place in the area. It probably going to end up being in St. Augustine, but I want legitimate. I don't want touristy haunted.
Sure.
I want somebody saying, like, this is legitimately haunted, and I want to go try to experience it and see what happens. Speaking of which, I've been watching this show called Haunted Hotel on Netflix.
Yes.
It's an animated show.
Yeah.
It's not bad, actually. It's pretty good. I would not watch it with your kids. It's kind of violent.
Yes, I've seen the first episode. I'm a huge fan of Will Forte.
Will Forte is great. That's why I'm watching it. Because he's so funny.
He's one of my favorite writers.
He's a very good writer. He's very funny, and he's got a very funny way of talk. Like his voice is so you hear his voice and you know you're in for a good time.
Yes,
you hear that voice. So that's why I like him as a voiceover actor. He's done a lot of voiceover that I've noticed him in. It's very good.
And he is one of those guys. I think that just he wants other people to have a good time and a good experience.
For sure, yeah.
And he puts that out there.
I like Will Forte a lot.
Yeah.
Did you watch Last Man on Earth?
Yes.
I only watched the first season. I never because I got distracted or something. I never finished the rest of it. But yeah, he's super funny.
Yeah.
MacGruber, he's good in that too.
Oh yes, he's amazing.
There was something else I was going to bring up. So anyway, listeners, if you have any suggestions of haunted places I should visit, I'll visit it. I'll record it and see what happens. Maybe the ghosts will try to kill me. I have no idea.
Maybe I will get my friend Rick Spruill.
Yeah.
Rick, if you're out there, if you're listening, maybe we
get him to take us on an adventure.
Ghost adventure.
Maybe you'll see the old man that was in your car. Get some answers.
I would love to get some. He did not seem. He didn't seem angry, but he did not seem happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you heard? Okay, this is. I don't know how much time you have. You probably have to get back pretty soon.
Yeah.
Right? How you doing?
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Couple minutes.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so here's one of my favorite weird facts about kind of ghost facts. So apparently there are. I don't know if this is true. I mean, I should have looked it up before I came, but apparently there are taxi companies in New Orleans who have rules about picking up ghosts.
Really?
Yes. That apparently taxis have picked up ghosts at certain times, and then they take them to where they're supposed to go, and then they disappear without paying because ghosts don't have money. And so now they have like rules about making sure that the person they're picking up is alive before like certain taxi companies. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard this, and they're I like how their viewpoint of it is these ghosts are deadbeats and won't pay us. We're not picking up any ghosts. Like that's how they feel about it.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, this might help them move on.
Yes, they're like, no, those ghosts have no money. Don't pick up any ghosts. You're wasting everybody's time.
At least ride share.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to do some research and find out if that's actually true, but because I've heard that a couple times. But on the flip side of that, there was a city. Where was it? It might have been. I can't remember. It was an Asian city. It was in a country where they respect ancestors a lot and stuff like that, and they had the opposite rule. If a ghost got in their cab, they were required to take it to its destination because they didn't want to disrespect the ghosts. But yeah, I just think that's funny that New Orleanders were just like, nah, we're not picking up any ghosts. Yeah, are you a ghost? Are you a ghost? You living? No, we're not. Get out of here.
Those aren't even real beads.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, if you can't pay, we're not. I'm not taking money that's going to disappear in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's not how we're doing it here.
F-U-T-U. That almost sounded like it was bad. It was really a food course.
I do like New Orleans food.
Yeah.
I do like Cajun food.
Cajun food is
Listen,
tasty.
If you want a good argument for white people being able to spice things, Cajun food. Although there's a lot of black influence down there too, so I don't know.
So just because the way this is phrased, I don't like the blackened style of cooking.
I love it. They taste delicious though.
So
I love blackened.
So I'm not a huge fan of that. I love most Cajun cooking, but the blackened
I like it. I like blackened.
Not my favorite.
It's like the difference between cheddar and sharp cheddar.
Right.
Like that. It's like got a bite to it. I love blackened. I love blackened chicken and blackened. My favorite is probably like blackened mahi. My favorite way to have blackened.
It's not bad. It's just
Really
it's not my first choice when I'm there.
That's my first choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But you can get other Cajun spices without blackened.
Like
There's a lot.
I think the best
food.
thing I had in New Orleans was barbecue shrimp. Like it's not.
I love Cajun food.
however
Now I'm
they make it.
starving.
So,
I'm starving right now.
We've got to go get something to eat.
I don't know where to get Cajun food right now. There's nowhere to get it.
There's
Is there a Popeyes?
there's a place around here that serves New Orleans style food.
There is?
Yeah.
In Middleburg?
Orange Park, technically.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap it up. Oh, I do want to say, now that they finished that section of the expressway.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It is now, I can get to your house in 25 minutes.
It's fantastic.
It was like 34 before. It was like 34, 35 minutes before, but now I can get here in 25 minutes.
Isn't that
great?
I have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. Just wait until people start moving in and it gets all crowded. But for now, we're going to enjoy the speed.
People are going to ruin it.
Yeah, people are going to ruin it, just like
everything.
they do. All right, well, I think this episode airs after our Friday show.
After our Friday show, yeah.
Well, we'll say it anyway. Friday the 26th. If this is Friday I think this
is Saturday.
This is Saturday the 27th.
We're on Saturday.
This episode. Okay.
Yep.
Well, the show went great last night.
It was amazing.
Sold out. We made $3 million.
Yeah. I got an Emmy nomination. I didn't know I could.
I know, it's weird. All we did was record it and put it on YouTube. Apparently, YouTube gets you Emmy nominations now.
Who knew?
Tonight, Lily's
tonight.
Actually, speaking of Cajun food, that is a Cajun Asian fusion. It's like a Cajun. Yeah, it's Cajun.
Cajun?
Yeah. Well, they have like gator tail and stuff like that, and so it's like there is some southern influence there, some Cajun or southern influence, but it's a fusion place. But it's very good. Lily's Asian American downtown open mic tonight at 7. Yes,
7.
Tonight at 7. So come by tonight at 7 if you want to get on stage or you just want to watch. It's a fun time. Don't miss out. Me and Chris Buck are running that show. Good show. So come out to that tonight at 7. And then I think that's it for September. October 3rd, Wes Johnson will be at Really Good Beer Stop.
Nice.
Comedy Super Friends, Wes Johnson. It's going to be a good show. We got a really good lineup. Wes Johnson, Brian Ziola, and Mike Freed are going to be on that show.
That's a tight show.
So come out Friday, October 3rd. That's going to be a good show. Tickets are at comedysuperfriends.com. It's the very first link on the webpage. You should be able to get tickets from there.
Yeah.
Any shows coming up you want to plug?
Towards the end of October, I'm going to be in the Villages Got Talent show.
The Villages Got Talent?
Villages Got Talent, or it's whatever the talent show the Villages have. I was selected to be part of it, so I'm pretty thrilled. And a couple other shows that are scattered here and there. Check it out, BobbyParkerComedy.com.
All right, thank you guys so much for listening. Today is whatever we say it is, and you're here for it. I'm Joey Nickel.
I'm Bobby Parker.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.